when your body is continually living in survival mode, day in and day out, then you can't see a way out. Of the situation you're in. And you feel like choice is out of your hands. Because you don't have, I think, to help you get out. Whatever that thing is, sure, you have a choice. You have a choice as to how you can choose to see that situation and to do the very best that you can in that situation. Choose the best way to feel, the best way to handle it. But when you can't see a way out, that's the foundation of complex PTSD. That is what complex PTSD is. It's being in a traumatic situation and not having a way out. And not being in a position to get out, which is my children who live in any type of abusive situation have complex PTSD. Because when you're a child, you don't have a choice. At least not a choice that feels safe. Nobody tells you that you have a choice to leave, because does leaving mean it means leaving the only things you know that give you the tiniest bit of stability. That being a roof over your head and food on the table, even if that's not enough. So I currently live in an undecorated house that I can't pay rent for the income that I get doing what I love. I don't have the means to decorate it. I don't have the energy to decorate it, even if I had all the paint, which I know I could actually get for free. I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy to I don't have the energy to organise it. Fight, flight or freeze. Freeze is a complex PTSD response. Because you can't run away. Don't have the energy to fight. So you freeze. So sure, I have a choice. A choice to get up and do a thing. Or a choice to just stay where I am. Be that sat down, laid in bed. Whatever. I have a choice to put into practice my tools for calming my nervous system, for shifting my thoughts, and sometimes that is exhausting too. It is exhausting to think, what do I have to do to help myself feel safe? It's exhausting to have to constantly be helping yourself feel safe. So right now it is 5:26. It's Thursday, 5:26 a.m. on a Thursday. I've been awake since 3:20 20 something, I think. I was, when I got up after about 25 minutes or so, I was gonna do Dr. Joe Dispenza meditation, which I'm looking at getting back to doing because I have found them really helpful in the past. So I got up, I made cacao, I fed my cats. And I put some subliminal music on while I was drinking my cacao, played a pixel art logic puzzle game, which is another means that I use to distract my mind. And while I was doing that, this idea came to me to record my life. What the fuck, I've never done that before, so let's do that. Live stream my life, which I don't want to fucking do on Facebook. I can't do on YouTube for now. So here it is. So right now I am lying on my bed with my grieving cat because she's lost her kittens, and my 10-year-old daughter because we currently don't have a bed for her to have her own bedroom. When we lost the kittens, that my cat is grieving. When we lost the first one on Monday, my back started hurting. Right slap bang in my heart. Actually, it hurts me to breathe too. Right through my heart space. I know this is energetic. I know there's no physical cause for this. This is one of many things that I could go to a medical doctor for and get some following a bunch of tests showing nothing. Reason to label myself sick, potentially even disabled. For years now I've had things going on that I know from my vast experience with ME and chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia in family. I could label all them There's things going on in me. But I know it's energetic, all of it. All of it is because my energy, my chi, my prana, has blockages. Or isn't active through my body as it should be. Probably due to trauma. Trauma which I've processed and healed, but that gets activated every time I'm back in a situation where I feel helpless. So, I currently have running pain, through my heart space, through my chest, into my back, in waves. Nearly every time I breathe. And I know that breathing helps. So every so often I do remember to fully inhale. Allow myself to feel the pain of the inhale. And then because it hurts, I go back to not quite breathing right. So, right now, I have 2p in the bank and 14 pence in my purse. I haven't paid rent for 6 months. Mostly because I don't have the money for that. Because I'm making sure I eat and I'm making sure I pay rent and base expenses for Indigo Sky Holistic, because that is fundamentally where any more income will come from that would enable me to pay the rent. But aside from that, I am challenging my housing association for the fact that this is an unfair way to house a family who were placed in a vulnerable situation. And that's exhausting. I took that battle on because I lay here after we'd been here 2 or 3 weeks going, this is not good for people's mental and emotional health. This is unfair. Gosh, despite how it may sound, I have my shit together in my head. I have processes. I'm optimistic. I've ways to process thoughts and feelings when I feel shitty, because I've been doing this work, for want of a better word, this process of radical responsibility and self-development. I've been doing this for years. So when I look around and go, God, this house is like not a very comfortable environment and not a very safe feeling, I can deal with that. I can process that, both emotionally and logically. Be like, we'll get there and we'll sort it out. But as I lay here those months ago, thinking about that, knowing that empathically people get moved into houses like this who have been abused, who are not in the place that I'm in, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. The toll that has on somebody's mental health when they're already in a vulnerable state. It's no wonder people can't get out of their mental health decline. It's depressing. It makes you feel like you're not worth a nice environment. And that actually, if your mental health's not in a good place, makes you self-destructive and also not care about the property you live in, because the people who housed you in it don't care about you enough to even give you a nice blank canvas home. So why should you care about yourself, and why should you care about their house that they've put you in? But fortunately, I'm consciously aware of my energy, and because of all of the healing I've done around my self-worth, I do actually know that I deserve better. So I took that to the Housing Association and said, hey, this is not right. You should do better. You claim to care. Put your money where your mouth is, show that you care. That's an ongoing discussion, shall we say. So I'm lying on my bed in a room with Bub, Joe, Moz, Joe written on the wall. Bare plaster ceiling, bare plaster patches. A wall that's not clean. It says paint on it. And a wall that the housing insisters old plaster, but what we know is the in-between layer. It should be between the brickwork and a layer of plaster. But hey. Yeah. Every breath hurts. I've got a grieving cat. And because we've had kittens and chaos for a couple of weeks, there's things that are lying around that shouldn't be. Some clothing. And I look around and it's overwhelming. And so I distract myself. And I distract myself with social media, of course, or YouTube, or because I had to spend 2 days nursing dying kittens, Netflix. So processing it all, sharing it all, because I know I won't be alone in having to live with thoughts and feelings like this. Some of this would identify as ADHD, some of it would identify as trauma, some of it would identify as symptoms that then get described as chronic fatigue. All of its energy needing to be processed. One of the best ways to help that is to have a safe environment. And mostly doing this is about taking me away from continually consuming and trying to find the answer from other sources, or consuming to distract myself from thoughts in my head that don't feel supportive and constructive. Let's see where this goes.